Hello everyone. Welcome to my mini lecture. Today's lesson is testing and debugging of simulated exhaust fan circuit. The learning objectives are to understand and become familiar with the testing of gas sensors. The key and difficult point of this lesson is the testing of relays and transistors. During the operation, please follow the principle of safe use of electricity. Before powering up the circuit, ensure that there is no short circuit, so as to avoid damaging the combustible gas detection circuit. Question 1. How to check the soldering quality of the PCB? What are the criteria? Since the simulated exhaust fan circuit for this task is relatively simple, with fewer than 30 solder joints, we can visually inspect the quality of the solder joints. The solder joints should be smooth, full, and shiny, without any cold solder joints or solder skips. Question 2. What checks should be performed on a soldered functional PCB before powering it up? Why it is checked? How to check it? Before powering up a soldered functional PCB, we should first check for any short circuits. Powering up a PCB with a short circuit can cause sparking, which may result in skin burns, or in severe cases, pose a risk of death or fire. The specific checking steps are as follows. 1. Before powering up the circuit, use a multimeter to check for short circuits. Set the multimeter to the ohms range times 1000 or times 100. Connect the red probe to terminal 1 of the power supply terminal J1 of the combustible gas detection circuit, and the black probe to terminal 2, and then observe whether the multimeter's pointer points to 0. 2. If the pointer points to infinity, it indicates that there is no short circuit. 3. If the pointer points to 0, it indicates that there is a short circuit, which should be found out. Question 3. How to find out the fault of the circuit? 1. Carefully inspect the circuit's solder joints again to check if any solder bridges are connecting the joints. 2. If no solder bridges are found, use the electric soldering iron to disconnect transistor Q1 from the PCB, dividing the circuit into 2 sections for further inspection. 3. Use the ohmmeter function of the multimeter to measure the components R1, R2, R3, D1, and D2 on the PCB. If the resistance values are not 0, it indicates that these components are not damaged. Then, check for short circuits between the pins of transistor Q1 until the faulty component is identified. The above steps can find the faulty component. After powering up the circuit, press the manual button S1 in the simulated exhaust fan circuit to see if the relay engages and if the indicator light D2 is on. Through the testing and debugging of the simulated exhaust fan circuit, we have improved our understanding of relays. Please think about the following question: how to test whether a relay is functioning properly. That's the end of this lesson. Thank you for watching.